Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. I guess I'm going to entitle this video Never Forget. And I woke up about 2:30. I said I'm not going to be able to get back to bed until I get this out, because I've been meaning to post this video for the last about a week or two. And what the title entails is this: never forget the people that leave here. You know, I know there's some people that they mourn for a brief period of time. And I don't call what I'm experiencing mourning, it's just missing. And just never forget the people that have crossed your path in your life that had a very positive effect on you. And I'm going to talk about three people. And not all these people have passed away, but, two out of three have. Just Dave. I think about Dave every day. Dave was a hell of a guy. Not only a hell of a guitar builder, but just a hell of a guy. And he was like a father to me too. And Joe, who recently passed away in December, my best friend, and then my daughter, and of course she's not passed away, she's alive and well. But it's just three people I just want to talk about. Like I said with Dave, when I met Dave through eBay, I bought a guitar. And I said, man, I like this guitar. And he said, I build these, And I said, oh, okay, well, I'm definitely going to be contacting you again. I think I bought about maybe 20 guitars from Dave. And what I liked about Dave was Dave got it. You tell Dave what you wanted, and he gave it to you. As far as action, as far as the design of the guitar, Dave stood behind his product. Just a very easy, approachable guy. We became really good friends. And I confided him in things that was going on in my life personally, and Dave confided in me as far as the things that were going on in his life. And I remember one of our last conversations, he told me he was sick, y'all. He went to the doctor. He had a pain somewhere. And he said that it was cancerous, and he didn't have too much longer to live. And that was kind of devastating to me to hear, because I was like, I thought Dave was going to be around for years and years to come, and we just keep building or designing great guitars. And he said that when he stops responding to my emails, because I would email Dave every other day, hey, how you doing, if I wasn't buying a guitar. He said if when the day that I don't respond is the day that I'm no longer here. And then I remember sending the last email and I didn't get a response back. I waited and waited and was hoping that he was okay, just didn't get back to his emails. And one of my subscribers had told me that he had passed away. And it was just very, very devastating, because again, most of us only have a handful of people that are truly good friends, your good circle. And it's just sad when people from that circle leave, and I still got some guitars that I bought from Dave that I never part with, just for that reason. And as far as Joe was my best friend. I don't think I was closer to anybody aside from my wife than Joe. Joe was always there. We spent a great deal of time together. I remember one of the first conversations we had, it was like, you an older version of me, and we were talking about things that I couldn't talk about with other people because they just didn't get it. It's not that they're not bright, they're just not aware of these certain things, aspects of life. And Joe was there. He's like, man, it's like, it's just nice to have somebody that I can talk about these things. And the conversation became so interesting that one day I had my camcorder and I said, man, let me set this up and just tape some of this stuff, And then after watching, I said, man, we got to do a show together. We got to, talk about these things that most of us don't talk about, And he gets it, and I'm like, cool. And when he died, it was just took a lot of wind out of me. It's like, man, I'm no longer able to just call him, just when I feel like talking or just, want to get some stuff off my chest. Because, Joe was like medicine to me, talk to him, and after we talk, I feel better, And sometimes that's all it takes, is just to be able to have somebody that care about you and you care about them, and just talk to them, and that makes you do feel better, Like I said, I'll never forget these people. My mother passed away in 2006. I think about my mom every day. Every single day. It's not a day that goes by that I don't think about her. And I know everybody's different, but me personally, it's like you just don't want to forget it and just never think about these people no more. Never mention them. Never acknowledge that they walked the earth at one time in a life, in this life, and they had a big impact on you. And as far as my daughter, as a parent, you enjoy your kids. You encourage them. You always tell them, if you don't, please tell your kids you love them. Please tell your kids how you feel about them. Some of my greatest moments on this planet was spent with my daughter. On a Saturday, we spent the entire day together just watching Blue's Clues and Barney. That was a really good era. And it's not until you become a parent yourself that you understand some of the things that were said when you were a kid. Because I used to hear this sometimes. I hate that y'all grew up. And I'm like, why? I'm like, I want to leave here and, have my own place, my own space. Even though I still spend time coming here and visiting. But now you get it as an adult because, during a period for most of us, your kid's childhood is extremely memorable and fulfilling. And you hate for that era to go away. And it's going to go away because, they grow up. But you still miss and long for those days when they were, like they say back in the day, knee high to a grasshopper. And every place you went, they wanted to go because you were their best friend. They looked up to you. And then as they get older, of course, they start to have interest in spending time with kids their age, their peers. And that's kind of a difficult time for a parent because you got used to this. That this little person relies on you, looks up to you, and wanted to spend as much time with you as possible. But that's just the evolution of life. My daughter moved out of town to pursue her dream, and I support her. Her mom support her. And we hope that she prosper where she's at. It's kind of sad because they're no longer physically close around just to hug them and tell them you love them. But that's just life. You got to let them go. You can't keep them contained for your own selfish reasons. I remember when I was a teenager, and I went out to a club and I met some woman, and she told me this. Did she tell me this? Yeah. Now I can't put that thought together. But it was something along the lines when she had kids, she want her kids to always spend their time proximity around her. And I said, well, ain't that kind of selfish? Because some people, they're begging to leave. Most of us are lucky enough that we have our kids around us in the close proximity until we die. But, sometimes they have to physically leave and go great distances in order to, reach their goal in life. And you can't, keep them back. You can't. Because I'm like, she's already thinking about this before they're born about how she wants them to just stay around her. And I'm like, in most cases, life doesn't work that way. As much as I miss my daughter, I do understand that she has to move on. But sometimes you wish that time didn't come so soon. But it is what it is. Encourage them. Do not. Make them codependent on you your entire life. Because guess what? When you leave, and in most cases you're going to leave first, you're going to leave a messed up and grown up on this planet. You didn't supply them with what they need to be on their own. Because I know a few people like that. They're in their 40s and 50s and their parents never let them go. Now they stumbling through life, still like a kid in a kid state, don't know how to do what grown people do, like pay bills and somebody else gonna do this for me, even though I'm a grown-ass man now, or a woman, so you definitely don't want to do that. And I understand why you would feel that way, because you do want to keep them close. It's like you want them to stay a child forever, but they grow up. I was a child once and I grew up, so it's just constantly evolution of life, but I'm going to sign off now. I just thought I would mention this, people that are no longer here, don't forget them, don't forget them. Keep them alive, keep them alive in your heart. When they have a tremendous impact on your life, you just can't forget them in 2 weeks. Who? I'm going to carry these memories until I leave here, and that's how it's supposed to be or should be. So until next time, take care and thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.